Trying to get my phone just right here. How's it going, guys? Been off for a little while. Just got done listening to Scare Performance. Had a pretty good little 2 minutes before midnight show going on. Scare It, buddy. That was pretty good. I had a good old time. I heard you're into, motor parts and stuff like that. I'll be working on my F-150. I'll be sure to take some pictures, maybe some videos. Might do a live stream, a little bit of live stream. And I'll send you a link. Won't be a whole lot of, too much of anything. But I'm going to show a little bit of what I'm going to be working on. Excuse me. Just had some pizza and some beer. Still trying to settle a little bit. Anyways. I want to talk a little bit about, I made a video posting about Jim Carrey. I don't know if y'all watched any of his recent videos where he was coming out talking about the light and I don't know. Jim Carrey, he's hard to get sometimes. He's just he's kind of out there. But I can't say I agree with everything he has to say. But I do agree with a little bit of what he's trying to say. We are special. Okay? We are each special. We were all born here in this world for something. We all have a gift. Now, what that gift is that we give to the world, I don't know. But don't you find it kind of weird or odd that some people get dealt with bad cards and others get dealt with really good cards? I mean, I don't know. Don't it make you ever wonder? I know it makes me wonder. It does. It really makes me wonder. I'm a firm believer that what you put into the universe, you get back. I'm a very firm believer of that. So I try to put out good vibes when I can, and if I can. I try to help people when I can. And when I see people doing good, I try to reward them for it too, because that matters a lot to me. When you're doing good and I can help you back, I do. Okay, for instance. Alright, me and my ex-girlfriend, we was in my truck. We was driving down the road, and I was right behind this one dude, and I guess he ran out of gas. Well, actually, he had to run out of gas. And I seen this homeless dude, and he was holding a sign up, and he see the dude stall, his engine stalled or whatever. So the dude got out of his car, and he started pushing his car, and he had his girlfriend or wife in his car. And I was right behind him, and I seen this homeless dude drop his bag of stuff that he had and dropped the sign, put on his bag, and ran over and started pushing this dude's car into the gas station. His girlfriend hopped over in the driver's seat and started steering it into the gas station up to the pump. And they pushed. I like pulled over to the side of the road, and I told my ex-girlfriend, was my girlfriend at the time, but ex now. That's why I label it that way. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna help this guy out real quick," and I said, "Just stay here." So I got out of my truck and I helped push their car, and I was talking to the homeless dude while I was pushing the car. You know, like, I never seen somebody do that before. Like, that was a really good deed. He didn't have to do that. He could have stayed there and did whatever, but he jumped on in there and he helped out. I mean, he did a really good deed. And I saw that. So, you know, as I pushed it up to the gas station, the dude came out. You know, I shook his hand and he said thanks. And then he shook the homeless dude's hand and said thanks. And the homeless dude was like, "It's no problem. You know, I was just trying to help." And then as the homeless dude was walking away, I stopped the guy. I said, "Hey," I said, "come here." And he walked over to me. I said, "You know, that was a really good, generous thing that you did, you know, for that guy. I mean, you didn't have to do that." And he said, "Yeah, I know." He said, "I know what it's like, you know, be helpless." And I said, "Well," I said, I'm going to help you out." I said, "Because of what you did, I want to help you out." So, I mean, it wasn't much. I don't remember how much I gave him. It might have been $5, might have been $10. I don't remember. But I just know I gave him some money, you know, some cash. I said, "I just want you to know I saw what you did, and I want to reward you with this." I said, "Just make sure you spend it on something nice, you know. No alcohol, no cigarettes. Get you some food or some shoes or some clothes or something, you know." And I don't know what he did with it, but that ain't the point. The point is he did something good. He didn't have to, and I saw it, and I helped out as well. And I just wanted him to know that there are people watching. There are people, good people, that are watching for a good deed. And then there was another time I was driving home from work one day, and I drove underneath this overpass. I pass it every day, just about. Just about. Depends which way I take. There was these couple, and it was on a mattress underneath this overpass. And they was just laying there, you know, together. I don't know if they were husband and wife. I take it they was. I mean, they were kind of older. So, I ended up doing a U-turn. I turned around, I was like, man, I gotta go to the store anyways. So I went to a Walgreens there on the corner of the main highway. And I walked in there and I got I got my things that I needed. And then I got some like Nutri-Grain bars. I got, I got like 1 or 2 boxes of Nutri-Grain bars. Then I got some like Sunny D or Sunkissed or something. And I got some cups, plastic cups to go with it. I made sure the girl put them in a separate bag. And then I got my truck, and as I was driving by on the way home to go under that same overpass, I seen him and I pulled off the side. I said, I got out of my truck, and the older woman, she got up off the mattress and started walking in my truck up to me. And I said, I pulled out this bag. I said, "I got this for y'all." And I told her what was in the bag and, you know, who it was for. And she was just so happy. I mean, she just didn't know what to say. She kind of speechless. She just said, "God bless you. You know, I thank you so much." And then she asked me if I had any cash that I could spare on me, and I said no. And then she said, well, that's okay. She said that this is enough. You know, I really do appreciate this. And I said, you're welcome. I said, this is all I can do for you right now. I said, you know, I'm just trying to help out, you know, kind of like pass the word, do a good gesture for God, help the homeless. I mean, that's what he wants. He wants us all to help the poor when we can. Can't do it all the time, but I can help. So, I mean, I did that. And then I got some friends that, you know, struggle here and there, and I help them a little if I can, if I got the money to spare or whatever, depending on how much it is. But, I just hope that I can keep helping when I can. I try to help when I can. But there is no feeling other than being able to help somebody. I mean, if you all have ever helped somebody and just to, you don't even know them. You don't even have to know them. It's better when you don't know them and you see the gratification that they give you because they don't know you. I mean, that's the best feeling you can have. Really is. But anyways, I'm getting way off subject. Jim Carrey, by the way. That's who I wanted to talk about. We all got a shining light. We all are a light in God's eyes. If you could see what God sees, when he looks at you and sees you doing something great, or something that's in his likings and his word, it's just so beautiful to him. I mean, it's just like, I can't even describe it. You are a shiner. I mean, you're shining so bright. And that's what we need to try to do. And I know it's hard, because I know there's people out there that's going to use you. Trust me, I'm in your boat. I'm in your boat. When you got a good heart, there are evil ones out there that will kind of be like succubus. They will suck and suck and suck, take and take and take and never give. I think those are the ones that we got to watch out for. I mean, for real. And I might be wrong. I mean, I think if I was Jesus, I think Jesus would just keep on giving and giving and giving and giving. But I mean, in this world that's so corrupt, nobody wants to help anybody. Like government-wise. I'm not saying like people-wise. But government-wise, I mean, it's sad to say, but you got to have money too, you know. I mean, you got to be able to support your family. You got to be able to pay your bills. But if you got the money to spare, spend it. Spend it a little bit. Help somebody. I mean, I'll tell you one time, I seen my dad. We was out at like a grocery store, and I was with them, and there was this lady, because my dad was telling me about it. I'll say we, but we were sitting at the house, and my dad was telling me about it. And my dad's my mom. I can't remember. I think it might have been my mom. My mom said, my dad was in this checkout line, you know, and this woman, she had some kids with her, and she didn't have enough to pay for what she was checking out. And she had this, she had milk, and it might have been cereal or butter. I don't know. But my dad was standing behind them. And the lady said, well, I'm about to put the milk and the cereal and the butter away. She said, I'm not going to have enough to pay for it. She was getting the rest of her other groceries. I mean, there's only 3 items, you know. So my dad said to the cashier, he said, that's okay. He said, don't put the milk back or the cereal or the butter. He said, just go ahead and ring those up, and I'll cover the rest over charge, you know, for those 3 items. And that woman was like, she was embarrassed, but thankful at the same time. And my dad said, that's okay. He said, those kids, they need the cereal, they need the milk, and probably need the butter too. I mean, things taste good with butter. But the woman was just like ecstatic. She was so happy, you know. So the cashier went ahead and rang up those 3 items. And then the woman ended up paying what she owed on those other items. And then my dad ended up covering the rest over for the 3 items. And, of course, my dad, being a good man that he is, went ahead and, you know, covered the rest over. But they went ahead and bagged the items into the cart, gave it to the woman, and she got everything she needed. And my mom, being the blessed heart that she is, my poor mom, my mom, said, well, whatever my dad's name is, I ain't going to say it online, but that was very nice of you. She said that was very thoughtful what you did. And of course my dad was like, well, those kids, they can't go without cereal. They can't go without their milk. And I'm sure she's going to fix some eggs, bacon, or something with that butter. He said, so I'm just making sure they're able to get that. And that's what I'm talking about. You hear about it on the news all the time. Sometimes, not all the times. But you hardly ever hear about it on YouTube. So, I mean, I'm just putting that out there. That's a story for YouTube. And that's what Jesus wants. He wants us to be able to help people when we can. So, don't be selfish. I know it's easy to be selfish. It's easy to be take, because everybody else tends to take. But don't. Okay. I mean, yes, you got to watch out for you. You got to watch out for your family. But, like I said, if you can help somebody in need, help them. Everybody needs a little leg, you know, a little lift. I mean, because who knows what they're going through. I mean, just think about it. What if you were at your lowest and here you was going through a checkout lane and you thought you had enough and you ended up coming over and you had to put something back just to cover it all. Somebody else comes up and says, no, don't worry about it. Here, I'm going to help. I want to help you out. And here you are at your lowest, and somebody is going to help you cover something like an extra charge of something that you... That is just like, okay, it's the greatest feeling. Here's something, okay? Here's something else I remember. I was at a Circle K gas station. And I was on break, or lunch. I went to lunch. And I went to Circle K to get me my lunch, you know. And I was in a checkout lane, or line, whatever. and I was getting ready to pay for my stuff. Well, there's this older guy, and he was talking to this one girl, and I had no idea that he was, like, apparently a really good guy. I don't remember if he was a preacher or what, but I think he was. But I'm not sure. The lady said that he might have just been a really good guy and came in there. But he asked me, he said, all I had was a Polar Pop, a muffin, and maybe something else. And he asked me if that was all I was getting. I said, yes. And he said, well, I'll never forget this. He said, well, go ahead and put that up on the counter, and I'll pay for that for you. And I was like, just in shock. I've never had it happen. And I was like, I even asked him, I said, why? And he was like, I don't even remember what he said at the time. He said, it's just something, I don't know, it was something nice that he wanted to do for me. And so I was like, okay, you know, so I put it up on the counter, and then the guy went ahead and gave out the cash for me, you know, and paid for it. And I thanked him as I was getting ready to leave. I said, that was really nice of you. And he said, well, I'm glad. He says, I like to do this every now and then. He said, something in the words, like in other words or whatever, about like, if just make sure if there's ever an occasion and I can cover it to repay the favor. And I was like, okay, you know, that's a good deal. So it's kind of like paying it forward. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up paying it forward later. But again, like I said, I got off subject. But yeah, Jim Carrey. I don't know. I'm already 22 minutes into this. All I'm saying is Jim Carrey's got a lot of truth to us. I mean, I know he said that at one point in time that we're not nothing or we're not special. I don't remember exactly how he worded it, but we are special. I mean, if you look, I mean, think about it. What are the odds of you, who you are today, who you really are, right now, at this moment while you're watching this video, to be born in this world at the moment that you was born? I mean, what are the... Come on, I mean, look up the odds. I mean, we all know how birth works, or supposedly so science says. I mean, apparently, if you're a male, I don't know exact. I'm not like 100% like aced health class or nothing, but I know it takes a male and a female to produce you, like your mom and dad. But I know with the male, what is that like? Is the male with the X chromosome and the Y chromosome? Woman's got the Y chromosome, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, come on, for you to be born at the moment you was born, your dad's sperm, there was like all kinds of sperms. Kind of like Look Who's Talking and Look Who's Talking Too. Remember the little sperms? They go to the mom's egg and try to, you know, swim around and bust in to the egg. I mean, come on, you were the fastest one. You was the one to fertilize the egg in your mom. And then all the other sperms, they died, you know. But you were the strongest one. You was the one to make it in to your mom's egg. I mean, just think about that. You could have died. But no, me? I was the fastest one. I made it. Kind of a weird way to look at it, but So you're special. We are all special. We're all here to do something. I don't know what it is to do, but I feel that we're here to learn. We're here to learn how to love. And I'm sorry, but I guess before I go, I got one message. Your parents took care of you. Life's a big circle. They made sure they took care of you enough to keep you alive, put a roof over your head, put food in your mouth, clean you, take care of you, love you, and teach you the right way to live. And hopefully it was the right way to live, in God's way. To be loving. Don't fight. Don't hate. Don't fight with your siblings. And to take care of one another, your brother or sister. I mean, we all won't get along all the time. We all are going to fight. But just remember, your parents took care of you to get you where you are today. Now, I'm not saying parents are perfect. Some parents can be pretty bad at parenting.